welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, so today we're really digging into something fascinating, this idea of the 10x engineer.
Right. Legendary, almost mythical sometimes.
Exactly. But our mission here isn't, chasing that myth of just sheer coding output. We want to define them by something else.
By their mindset.
Yes, their specific mindset and, crucially, the kind of geometric impact they can have.
And let's ground this straight away. Do they exist? Well, yeah. The consensus is pretty clear.
Okay.
I mean, we've all seen or heard of those cases, right? 5 engineers doing the work of 50. Reed Hastings at Netflix. He didn't really mince words. He basically said the best are easily 10 times better than average.
Right. Easily 10 times. But here's the pivot, and this is key for you listening.
Yeah.
Just having a 10x person doesn't mean you get 10x results.
Mm-hmm. That's a crucial point for Marty Kagan.
Yeah, you absolutely need the right culture, the right leadership to actually amplify that talent, not stifle it.
So when you strip it all back, what are we really talking about?
It seems like it's this underlying psychological stack. That's what allows them to scale their impact.
Exactly. It's not what they know. I mean, that's important, obviously.
Sure.
But the real differentiator is why they know it, how they got there. And that starts with the foundation, the OS, if you will.
Which is Carol Dweck's growth mindset.
Bingo. That's the fundamental operating system. Yeah. They believe ability can be developed.
And that changes everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How they react to, well, failure, for instance. It's just a setback.
Right. It's not, I am a failure. It's, this approach failed.
Yeah.
And criticism, that's not judgment.
It's data.
It's valuable data. It feeds their curiosity, makes them ask why.
Okay, so growth mindset is the base. What's built on top of that?
Learned resilience. This is really interesting. They don't just bounce back from adversity.
They process it.
They actively metabolize it, turn it into fuel, into growth. And they do this by seeking out what we call right-sized challenges, meaning challenges that are just hard enough to stretch them, push them beyond their current limits. That's where the real learning happens.
That makes sense. Okay, and then there's metacognition, thinking about thinking.
Yeah, high self-awareness about their own thought processes.
Is that just something you have, or can you develop that?
It's probably a bit of both. But the key is how they use it. They can essentially debug their own thinking.
Debug their thinking. I like that.
Yeah. So if a strategy isn't working, they don't just, blame the situation or the tools. They analyze how they approached it. Why did I think this way?
Which lets them adapt much faster.
Much faster. And underpinning all of this, really driving it,
Has to be motivation, right?
Deep intrinsic motivation. They genuinely have to love the process, the challenge, the complexity.
There was a great litmus test I heard. Something like, I've never seen anyone get fired who was genuinely happy in their job.
Huh. That's interesting. That happiness, that engagement, it's like protective armor. It fuels the resilience, the learning.
So if this mindset is the key,
yeah,
that completely changes how you should approach hiring, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You stop hiring just for the list of skills, the what. You have to hire for the why. Why do they know it? How do they think?
But intuition in hiring is so tricky, so biased.
It is. That's why the work by Kahneman and Grant is relevant here, suggesting this delayed intuition technique.
How does that work?
Basically, interviewers first have to score candidates on objective, factual traits, analytical skills, specific knowledge, whatever you define. Then, only after that structured assessment, they can bring in their, let's call it, informed intuition for the final call.
So you structure the factual part first to anchor it.
Right. It seems to really improve the odds of making a good hire, reducing bias. And you need to uncover that inner drive, that resilience.
How do you do that in an interview?
Ask for the sub-story. Ask about a time outside of work, maybe a challenge or failure that fundamentally changed who they are.
Ah, okay. That gets past the rehearsed work answers.
Exactly. It reveals way more about their metacognition, their resilience, how they process things, than asking another technical question ever could.
Okay, but here's the other side of the coin. The cautionary tale for leaders.
You can't really create a 10x engineer out of thin air.
But you can definitely create a 110th engineer.
Oh, absolutely. Through poor leadership, micromanagement kills initiative, constant interruptions break focus, and surrounding your best people with toxic low performers, that's poison.
It comes back to that idea of the leader's mirror, doesn't it? If you see low performance, maybe look at the environment you've created first.
Precisely. And a 10x culture actively works against that. It reframes things like criticism.
How so?
Think of the Rockefeller principle analogy. If I do a code review and just fix your error for you, well, that's charity. it helps once.
A quick bandage.
Right.
Yeah.
But if the review explains the why behind the fix, the underlying principle you missed, that's a gift. It builds understanding, enables independence next time. That's lasting value.
That's the kind of environment where this 10x mindset can actually thrive and deliver results.
Exactly. The mindset needs the environment. They feed each other.
So the synthesis really is 10x mindset, yes, but it demands a 10x environment to actually deliver that scaled impact.
And a big part of that environment is proximity. There's that Kellogg study on positive spillover.
Right, that was fascinating. Employees physically near a high performer.
Yeah.
Their own performance goes up.
By about 15%. Just by being nearby, absorbing habits, maybe standards?
Okay, so that leads to a final thought for you, the listener. If positive proximity gives you a 15% boost, what about the flip side?
The toxic spillover.
Yeah, that same study found toxic neighbors can drag performance down by 30% or even more.
Which is a much bigger swing in the negative direction.
So the provocative question is, how critical is it for leaders not just to nurture the positive, but to be absolutely ruthless in protecting the team from that negative spillover? Maybe the biggest lever isn't maximizing the good, but just aggressively minimizing the bad. Something to think about.